What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. I have a very exciting video for you guys today, or at least I am really excited for it, and I think a lot of you guys will be really interested in it. If you're new to the channel, my name's Joe. What you see behind me is my 2006 Dodge Ram Cummins 3500 one-ton dually, and it is a pretty stock truck right now. I bought it around 3 months ago, and I've slowly been going through and starting to build on this thing, turning it into, or hopefully turning it into, an absolute beast of a truck that works really good and looks really good. So like I was saying, it is pretty stock behind me, but that is slowly changing. I'm sure by the title of this video, you guys can probably guess what we're going to be doing. That ugly stock OEM headlight housing that is all faded and gross looking, it is time to replace it with a brand new set of AlphaRex Nova series headlights. If you're unfamiliar with AlphaRex, in my opinion, they are probably one of the best, if not the best, aftermarket headlight producer on the market. Now, we're not talking custom-built headlights. That's on its whole different level. Not talking custom builds, production level producers out there. AlphaRex is, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best out there. And they have, at least for these trucks, the 06 to 08 versions or model years, they have 3 different levels: the Pro, the Lux, and the Nova. And the Nova is the cream of the crop, the very best. I was going back and forth whether I was going to be spending this much money on a set of headlights. If you're curious, you can go look it up, but it is just under $1,000 for this set of headlights. Now, when you're talking about custom projector headlights, that's pretty on par for what we're looking at. So I was on the edge of buying these. Based on what I've seen from them right now, they look awesome. I was really close to building a set of headlights for this truck like I did my 7.3. I was super happy with that set of projectors that I built, but it didn't have that real stock professional OEM look to it. As far as they looked good, but you could tell that they were built by somebody, which in its own sense is cool because people know, or people that know what they're looking at know that they're kind of custom headlights. But I wanted something that had a little more flash to it while having the performance of a projector set of headlights. These headlights on this truck are definitely better than the stock Ford headlights that came on the Ford, but they're far from good. So let me give you guys a quick look at these headlights, what we're starting with, and then we'll go in the garage and I'll give you guys a sneak peek at what the new AlphaRex headlights look like. They are pretty sweet. And then, of course, put them on the truck and I'll show you guys what they look like, because there's no point in looking at them off the truck. I think they're going to look phenomenal on the truck, and of course, they should function really well. So let's take a quick look, and we're going to get to work. Alright guys, so here's what we're starting with. Ignore the fact that the truck is pretty filthy, and obviously this bar is a little bit in the way, but here is what we're starting with. As you can see, these things are old, faded, scratched up. They got spider cracking throughout all of them. I mean, they have seen better days. They work, don't get me wrong, they work, but they just don't look good or function all that great. I do not like chrome. This is going to have to go at some point here soon, but I don't like the chrome look at all. We're going for the blacked out look. I did get the wheels painted, finally got rid of those cheap plastic hubcaps. But it is time to get rid of these ugly headlights. Yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say about them. You guys know what these things look like. They're in a pretty rough shape. So let's go look at what we're going to be replacing these things with. So I do still have the plastic on these things, so it's not going to give you guys the full effect. But even with the plastic on, it is a huge difference. Here's what we're looking at. As you guys can probably see, see better in this one, there are 4 projectors on there, as opposed to the one that I built. These have 4 LED projectors, 3 for the running lights, 1 for the high beams. And man, do they look good. Of course, like I said, I don't like the chrome look, so these are all blacked out. The shiny spots that you see are only the projector lenses, and of course the amber signal, which I don't mind the look of some amber on a truck. Too much is too much, but I don't mind the look of some, and I think these things are just about perfect. So you guys can't really see it very well, but we got an LED strip down there, LED strip up there. Those will work with the running lights and turn signals, and I think they should actuate when we start up the truck. But yeah, so this is what is taking place. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to set you guys up on the tripod, and we're going to get those old headlights off, new headlights on. These things should be pretty much directly plug and play unless you want to wire up the running lights or daytime running lights, which I don't. So these things should be 100% plug and play, which is another thing about going with a high-end set of aftermarket headlights, is you don't have to splice or cut any of the wiring on your truck. These things should plug right on in. So I'm going to set you guys up on the tripod, walk you guys through the install process here real quick, and then we're going to see what these things look like on the truck. I cannot wait. Let's get to work. All right, guys, so the install of these headlights was super simple. Up front here behind the grill, it's just 2 10mm bolts that come right on out. Down there you see the air temp sensor that comes out along with it, just pulls out. Alright, so now if you look in the front of your wheel wells, you'll see this big rubber grommet. It just pops on out pretty darn easy. And then behind it, you'll see another 10mm bolt that holds on the back side of the headlight. And this comes out just like the front ones. Alright, so now the last thing holding the headlight in place is a compression fit ball socket in the back right corner. If you pull it out towards the front of the truck, it comes out. It just takes a little bit of force. And then obviously undo the electrical connections behind. There's 3 of them. And then the whole headlight assembly just pops right on out. Alright, so when it comes to putting in the new headlights, it really is just plug and play. Those 3 plugs that you took off the old headlight, take out the bulbs and their connections to them, and then it plugs straight into these 3 different plugs on the back side of the new headlight. There's a couple other small plugs that are used for the daytime running lights. Since I'm not using those, I'm not plugging them in. I just taped them up and out of the way. Everything else just plugs right in. It's pretty straightforward. All the plugs only go in one way, so it's pretty hard to mess up. You guys should be able to get this one. Now that all the electrical connections are hooked up, I did test them to make sure they all worked. They did. So now it's just as simple as putting in those 3 bolts, put them back in the place they came from, and your headlight is completely installed and functioning just the way it should. So now, let's pull this plastic off and see how it really looks. This has got to be one of the best feelings ever, pulling the plastic off a fresh set of headlights. Or anything for that matter. Alright guys, I figured I'd give you a little teaser of old versus new before we button up the other side. But take a look at that. I don't know. Which one do you guys think is better? I think that thing looks phenomenal, especially once it gets a little bit darker. Obviously, that inner projector isn't on because that's the high beam. You can see the running lights there. Much better. All right, that side's done. I'm going to repeat the process on this side real quick. Won't make you guys watch it. And then we're going to wait for it to get dark and just let you guys enjoy how freaking awesome these things actually look. Alright, I'll catch you guys in just a second. Well, alright guys, there they are. Let me know what you guys think, because I think they look absolutely amazing. So menacing up front. Now the camera doesn't do this justice right now. It is very dark out right now. Let's see if I can give you guys a little look at how dark it actually is. It's about, yeah, that's pretty accurate right there. Just look at that. Imagine looking in your rear view mirror and seeing this beast just following you. Absolutely awesome. Little side view look over here. Man, I love this thing. Completely modernized the front end look to this. Here, I'll bring you guys back to a little bit brighter. Yeah, sorry for the glare on the lens, but these things are bright. These are obviously, these are the running lights. The headlights themselves are not on. They do a pretty sweet little startup sequence that I haven't actually even seen, because it's just me and I can't start it up and come out here and look real quick. So I'll have to look on the camera, but from what I can tell, it looks like a pretty cool little startup sequence. But man, I love these things. As of right now, I have absolutely no regrets in spending the money. I did drive down here with the headlights on, and I will say that they do need a little bit of adjustment. They're a little on the low side, but man, look at that beast. Oh, she is finally starting to shape up, boys. The new black wheels are looking great. So much better than those chrome things. Match the look perfectly with the black headlights up front. Now I definitely need to black out that grille one way or the other. Windows tinted. Man, I am in love with how these things look. All right, enough fanboying. Let me put you guys on the tripod, then I'll go turn on the actual headlights. Maybe go through the startup sequence, turn on the actual headlights, and show you guys what it looks like. And then we'll wrap up this video. I guess there's a look at what they look like when the truck is off. I'm sure it's pretty grainy right now. I have a pretty decent lens on here, so it's showing up pretty good, but it's probably a little grainy. But man, I'm liking this truck more and more every single thing I do to it. I'll tell you what, it is amazing what this lens can do, because seriously, it is about, it's probably about like this right now. This lens is sweet. This thing was a good investment. All right, I'll turn you guys back up a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't completely blind out the lens, but let me go turn them on. All right, there they are, pretty lit up. Before I go completely in front of the lights and just blind you guys or blow out the camera, give you guys kind of a quick look over here. Let me get up close on the side. All right, so as you can see, those 3 LED projectors are lit up, and the one on the very inside is not, because that is the high beam. It's kind of weird. The running lights from the side aren't nearly as bright as they are straight on. You can still obviously see them, but they're not nearly as bright. But I do actually really like that amber. Oh, that sounded like a power stroke. I do actually really like this amber. Some people don't. Some people black out that lens. But with it being a dually, it has the side markers right there, which looks a little red right now. But if I go like that, it matches the side marker and the cab lights really, really well. It's just enough amber. I love the look on a big old truck with some amber lights on it. And I think this is just enough touch of modern with the old amber, old school look that I think it looks sweet. These projectors are bright. Don't mind the mess here, but as you can see, this is the cool part of projectors. They have that just sharp cutoff line so that you don't blind oncoming traffic. They're super, super bright down on the road, and it's completely cut off so you don't blind people in front of you, as long as you have them adjusted properly, which mine are a little low, but overall they are sweet. I wasn't sure how bright they would be, and they're bright. Very, very bright. Obviously, passenger side looks just as good. These things are awesome. I'm sure I'm just repeating myself here, but these things completely change the look of the truck. Like, I am so glad I decided to buy these instead of building a set, because there is not a chance I would be able to build something that looks like that on this level. Absolutely awesome. And here is what everybody gets to see coming down the road towards them or behind them. Looks like an absolute beast. I am in love. Absolutely in love. And here's something cool. As soon as I drop the camera down below the cutoff line, you can see how bright they get, and above the line and below the line. So that is why it is critical to have projectors aimed properly, and there are plenty of people out there that don't. But if you're watching this, please aim your projectors properly. It should be just under level. Like if you measure how high your headlights are off the ground, back up 20 feet from a wall and have the beam pattern or that cutoff line drop an inch or two, and that's perfect. So that way they're not rising as they go out into the distance, they're slowly dissipating. Oh, man. All right, let's get behind the wheel, do a little quick video of what it looks like, or let me just show you guys what it looks like behind the wheel, and then we'll wrap up this video. I decided I'll put the clips of driving at the end of this video. I know some of you guys don't care about that or don't really want to see it, and I'm sure this video is getting long enough. So I'll put those after this outro, and if you want to see what it looks like while driving, I'll put a couple minutes of driving footage at the end of this, just so you guys can kind of see. I'll do a comparison between what it looks like obviously with just the running lights on, what it looks like with the headlights on, and compare those to the rigid fog lights I have, because if you saw that video a few videos back when I put these rigid fog lights on, they completely blew the headlights out of the water, the stock headlights out of the water. These rigid fog lights are phenomenal, and I want to see what they look like compared to these headlights, because I bet these headlights are just as good or better than those rigid fog lights. If you haven't seen that fog light video, I'll link it or post it up here somewhere so you can check it out. Yeah, so I think as you guys can tell, as of right now, that's kind of cool. You can see the LED stripes. The headlights aren't actually doing that. It's because of the frame rate on the camera. It picks up on that. I'm sure, as you guys can tell, I'm really happy with these so far. I hope you guys like them. If you guys like how they look, let me know down below. Let me know what you think about them. Whether you like them or not, let me know what you think about them. I think they take this 15-year-old truck at this point, 15-year-old truck, and make it look so much newer. If I saw this coming down the road towards me or behind me, I would without a doubt think it was a newer truck than it is right now. And that's kind of what I was going for. I wanted to give it that updated modern look, and that's why I decided not to buy or build a set of headlights, and I chose to buy these instead. When you're looking at building or retrofitting a set of projector headlights, it's not cheap by any means. You got to buy the housings, or go with your OEM ones, which is a little trickier. But you got to buy the housings, buy the projectors. And if you go with a good quality set of projectors, you're looking at close to $500 just for the projectors alone. So when you factor in the fact that these have the nice LED strips on them that are programmed to do that cool starting sequence, and it has 4 different projectors on it, $1,000 isn't seeing all that impractical once you look at it that way. Yes, it is a lot of money. I'm not trying to showboat in any means. AlphaRex did not sponsor me. I paid every dollar of this myself because I wanted to try them out. I did get them on sale for 4th of July, so I didn't pay full price. I got $100 off. But I did buy this out of my own pocket. This isn't sponsored at all. But yeah, I just wanted to see what these were like. A lot of my videos are me spending my own money, so I can show you guys if I think something like this is worth it, or if it's not. You guys don't have to spend your money. You guys can see, get my opinion on it first. And as of right now, I think these are hands down easily worth the $900 something that they are. Now that being said, they do have, like I was saying, I think at the beginning of the video, they have 3 levels of these headlights. They have the Pro version, which has 2 projector looking lenses, but they're actually halogen bulbs. Honestly, if you're going to be buying a set of headlights, and I think those are around $500, if you're going to be buying a set of headlights at that level, don't get something with halogen bulbs. Get something that's going to look a little bit nicer. So you could get those, and the housing and everything look really cool. They look just like these ones, except they have 2 projector lenses that are actually halogen bulbs. They have the Pro version, I think is what it's called, and that's like $700 or $800, and it has the same 2 lenses, but they're actually LED projectors. And if you're looking at a middle of the road kind of headlight that has this good look to it, I would highly recommend those. I bought these ones because I thought they looked really cool with the 4 different projectors. Thought it'd give it a little bit more of a modern look, and it might be a little bit brighter, which I think it probably is. But if you're going for this sort of look and you don't want to spend the full $1,000, by all means, if they're anything like these, I would recommend the Pro version, I think is what they're called. And they're $600 or $700. You'll get phenomenal light output if they're any sort of decent projector, and they will look just as good as these. And they also have these in chrome versions as well. Again, I don't like chrome, so I went with the blacked out. Yeah, I think this video is probably long enough. If you guys like the video, leave it a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. There goes the headlights. They just turned off. 1 sec. All right, we're going to finish this off looking a little spooky here. If you guys like the video, leave it a thumbs up or leave a comment down below. Your guys' interactions with the channel make a huge difference on how much YouTube shares these videos and how much more it's recommended to people. So if you guys enjoyed this content, it didn't cost you guys anything, do me a favor and hit that like button and leave a comment down below, and even share it with people if you think they'd be interested. This stuff isn't cheap. I don't buy this level of stuff all the time, but in general, running this channel is not cheap. YouTube money the money I make from YouTube does not cover all this. So if you guys want to support the channel, hit that like button and leave a comment down below and share it if you want. If you're new here and you're not subscribed to the channel and you're interested in seeing this truck develop, and actually this whole property we're on, working on this homestead, hopefully building a shop here in not too long. If you're interested in seeing this truck or the country life living out here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, enough rambling for now. We're going to call this a video. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the ones making it possible for me to build a truck like this. So thank you very much for following along. I'll catch you guys on the next video. There, we got the fog lights, and then we got the headlights. Fog lights off. You can see the cutoff line out there in the distance. Fog lights on. These things are pretty freaking bright.